Hello and welcome to the You Love to See It YouTube channel. My name is Jake and we are back with the next episode of my 2024 Zips projection series. I'm going over the Zips projections, which is made by a software by Dan Zimborski. You can go follow him on Twitter. That predicts players' future successes based off of underlying metrics. What those metrics are, I don't know. I'm not that smart. Well, let's get into today's episode, which is about our new starting everyday second baseman who we acquired from the Minnesota Twins this offseason, Jorge Polanco.
Yes, a home run for Polanco. Green going back, looking up, and that ball's gone. And gone. Polanco with a home run down the right field line.
They don't call him the heart and soul of this team for nothing.
So on January 29th, we traded for Jorge Polanco from the Minnesota Twins in exchange for Justin Topa, Anthony DeSclafani, Gabriel Gonzalez, and Darren Bowen. And acquiring Jorge Polanco came at a time when we had already filled a lot of our glaring holes on our roster, including DH and corner outfield, and we just really needed either an everyday second baseman or third baseman to plug up so we could move Josh Rojas and Luis Urias over to the remaining position. And we thought it was going to be a free agent, like maybe a Matt Chapman or Whit Merrifield, but no, we got Jorge Polanco, who, if he was a free agent, he would have been one of the top ones on our list. Well, let's get into who Jorge Polanco is. His 2023 stats shook out at 343 plate appearances, where he had a slash line of 255, 335, and 789 for a 118 WRC plus, 1.5 F-WAR, and he hit 14 home runs. This was a shortened season due to injury. He went on the IL in March 30th with left knee inflammation and then back on it again on June 10th for a left hamstring strain. But Jorge Polanco has been a very solid player for the Twins in the last few years. And our second base position was one of our big black holes last year, being plugged up by an amalgamation of Colton Wong, Jose Caballero, and Josh Rojas, which ended up middle of the pack in F-WAR between all teams, 22nd in WRC plus, and dead last in batting average. So getting an established veteran player to plug into that hole means a whole lot for this roster in 2024. But let's get into what Jorge Polanco is projected to do in 2024. Per Zips, he's going to have 491 plate appearances, a slash line of 243, 316, and 740 for 19 home runs, a 107 WRC plus, and 2 F-WAR. So this wouldn't be Jorge Polanco's best year by any stretch, but he would be just slightly below league average in WRC plus, and basically right at that 2 F-WAR that you want for an everyday position player. But this could be based off of partially his 2023 stats, which were a bit low. And if we look at his last full season in 2021, he had an amazing year, slashing 269, 323, and 826 for 33 home runs and a 124 WRC plus. I would love to have 2021 Jorge Polanco, but I'm not going to get my hopes up on that because that was his career year so far. But that does tell you that he has the potential to be one of the best players on the team. And the power is there too. If he can hit 33 home runs playing with the Twins, he could be a potentially 40 home run player for us. We don't know that, but that could be his high end. And he's a switch hitter. So most of the at-bats are going to be on the left-hand side due to more righty pitchers. And we know how that works with T-Mobile. It is a lefty-friendly ballpark. And Jorge's only 30 years old. So he's like right in the middle of his prime. So he's not at a point in his career where we're going to start seeing regression. At least we don't hope so. I know we probably said that last year. His defense is a bit below average, but really we need that solid bat at second base. And if we need to be realistic with this, even if Jorge goes by what the Zips projection says, the 107 WRC plus, we need to look at how much better our second base position is, and it is upgraded with even just that. That's how bad our second base position was last year. And even off the field, it's been noted that Jorge was a clubhouse leader in Minnesota. That is a great thing to have, even if it doesn't necessarily affect his stats or how he produces for us. It's good to have someone come into our clubhouse, be a veteran leader, and guide this club, because we've lost quite a bit of that this offseason, and especially the latter half of 2023, dealing away Paul Sewald and Eugenio Suarez. Now, how do I think Jorge Polanco is going to play in a Seattle Mariners uniform. I think he's going to be better than he was last year. It was an injury-riddled season, so it would make sense as long as he stays healthy. I expect a pretty decent amount from him. I don't expect him to go back to his 2021 self. That's asking a lot. However, I do think we could get an above average bat, and that would be a blessing for this team. Because we have to remember, we were only one win off from the playoffs last year, and we had a lot of players either deal with regression or be way below league average. So if we can even just have him at league average at that position, we have upgraded. So just trying to keep it in perspective here, but I want to know, how do you think Jorge Polanco is going to do this year? You can comment down below. That's going to be it for this analysis. I appreciate you watching so far through. Once again, you can subscribe. It's free and I appreciate it a lot. But otherwise, that's going to do it for me, and I will see you in the next one.